NCCTV viewers, and welcome back to Newcastle County's Fix Up of the Week. We're here in the Route 9 corridor again at one of our NSP properties, and as you know, Fix Up of the Week, all our properties are Neighborhood Stabilization Program properties. I'm going to bring in John Prokopchik because there's a lot going on in this property. Hopefully we'll get to it. And John, how you doing?
I'm good, Norm. I'm good. Thank you. Well, I'm here with the general contractor on this particular job, Sab Vitale of D&V Enterprises, and we've been to this house a few times. Before we even started, after we had gutted it, we came back and we watched the windows go in and the roofing and the siding and the fascia and the soffit and the gutters, and here we are back again. Last time we were here, I said we're going to get in and do the rough-in for the electrical and the plumbing and the HVAC, and all of those things are well underway inside, and we'll get to that as soon as we get inside. But before we go in, I'd like to talk about one of the things we did plumbing related. As I mentioned on an earlier episode, we did not think the water line, the main, was in good shape. It was a copper line, but it was broken off, and the integrity of the line was questionable, so we decided to replace the water main. So looking at the yard right here, and I want to explain this because this is interesting information. Right here you have, excuse me, Sab. Excuse me, we have the, this is the shutoff for your main coming into your house. We all have one, I guess, unless you have a well. What we did was we replaced the main, the feed from the valve all the way into the house, and we'll show you how that works. But one thing I wanted to point out to everybody is that wherever your main is, you got a valve down there, and it's the water company that owns the valve and everything, all the piping that goes out to the street, to the curb. So it's interesting that if you do have a leak and it has to be repaired, the water company will pay for the repair, correct, Sab? They'll repair the valve and anything back. But in this particular case, we replaced the line going into the house. What I'd like to do is go around back, Sab, and you could talk a little bit about the sewer. We did a camera exam. We
ran a new sewer line, replaced a 4-inch all the way to the sewer, and originally we did a camera inspection, which showed that the terracotta was cracked in several places. There were roots out there, and what we did, replaced the whole line right to the main, and then re-inspected it with the camera, with a video inspection.
All right, we're standing in the backyard here, and the reason we brought you back here is because one of the other things that we did was we redid the sewer line out to the sewer main. So, Sab, why don't you talk a little bit about how we discovered that it was in bad shape and we had to go ahead and replace it?
Well, like I said, we did a camera inspection originally and saw that, as you can see out here, there are a lot of big trees and roots here, and the roots had destroyed the old terracotta. It was damaged in several places, so we decided to replace all the sewer to the main. All new PVC, and then sleeved through the main sewer right here.
All right, so basically what we did is from inside the house where the pipe was exposed, when we have this slab here, we did what is called sleeving, and that's basically where you slide the new pipe through the old terracotta.
Correct.
And it's a full 4-inch pipe, right?
Exactly.
All right.
The terracotta is 6 inches. We sleeve the 4-inch right through the 6-inch terracotta.
Okay.
Okay,
so
to this point.
When we got out here, we dug a hole and put all new stuff in.
All brand new. Till we got to the right before the main, then we sleeved it to the main, and then redid a camera inspection through the whole thing, and it was clear.
So we have a nice clean shot right into the sewer main, which is back there,
new water and service.
a new water line as well. All right. Well, what else we have going on back here? We got a machine working.
Right here, we're digging out, ready to form and pour concrete. We're going to pour a 4-inch sidewalk around the back and side of the house here. So I've got my boy Billy here digging out, and then we have some work going on in the garage there, some wrapping of the siding.
Right. Well, we're going to have a sidewalk coming along, but don't we have a,
we have a small pad, coming
back
out
here
about 15 feet here in the corner. Actually about 12 feet. And then
a little patio.
To this wall, a little patio to this wall. And then we'll have a little walkway to the back door here.
And of course, we're going to do all new fencing as well.
All new fencing. We've taken down 4 trees back here to open it up a little bit, and it really looks good opened up.
John, why don't we talk a little bit about the electrical going on here?
Sure, let's do it. All right, I'm standing here with Ruben Monroe of Monroe Electric, and this is, again, I forgot your name.
Martine.
Martine, and
Yes.
that's your wife?
That's my wife.
That's his
And
wife.
partner.
That's his partner in the business. Ruben, let's talk a little bit about this service.
Okay.
You know, we had to replace the whole service. So let's start, because we had an interesting series of events that occurred here because there was no power in the house initially. Right. You came out, tried to get the service. We had to get a hold of Delmarva. Talk about how this happened, what you did, how they came out, and how we finally got powered up.
Okay, well, what we had is the original service was a 100 amp service, and it had been out of power for over a year. So we had to get Delmarva to come out and move all of this line because it was originally at the very peak, and we had to replace all the fascia board. So we removed the fascia board, put a new fascia board up, and then we put a new eyebolt in and ran a brand new 200 amp service in. Strapped everything down, then the siding guys came and we got to restrap it again. But as for now, we've got a brand new 200 amp service, 42 space panel, more than adequate enough to run this house.
Well, we'll take a look at the panel when we get inside. So we ran the new cable down into a new meter box.
Yep, brand new meter box.
And we're going to strap all that down. Now, one thing we decided on this morning, let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
The service cable that runs horizontally around the side of the house, we all kind of decided that we want to clean that up a little bit.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do now?
What we're going to do now is we're going to install a 200 amp weatherproof disconnect box right next to the meter box. And from there we're going to run SCR cable on the inside of the house. That way you don't see this service cable on the exterior anymore. It'll eliminate that eyesore. It'll make it a lot more aesthetically pleasing and it'll make the backyard more enjoyable for someone.
Exactly. You see the way it goes around the gutter. We want to eliminate all that. So
it'll all be run inside and you won't see anything at all.
All right. Well, Ruben, thank you so much. Let's go on inside. Here's the box. Ruben, why don't you give us a little demonstration of what you got there? Here, hold the mic.
Oh, wow.
Talk about
all right. All we got is a 200 amp breaker box. Standard is 42 space. More than enough spaces for a house of this size. It's definitely top of the line. Once we start filing this out, we'll be breakering everything out. So there'll be plenty of spaces left over if they ever want to add anything later on in the line.
All right, so it is a new panel, and as I said, there's no breakers in because we haven't put them in yet. 200 amp, you just turn it on, turn it off. Yep. You're all roughed in, right?
We're all roughed in here.
Okay.
This place is taking over. We've brought everything up to code. We've got plenty of outlets, switches. Every bedroom has standard outlets and a phone and cable. We've got a data package in here and recessed throughout the kitchen, dining room, living room, and ceiling fans in every bedroom. This house is state-of-the-art cutting line, top of the line. For a house of this age to be brought up to this way is a great job by the county.
Yep, it sure is. And as I say, everything's to code, so you got plenty of receptacles, and it's all code compliant. And as I say, we got the cans you pointed out, fans like we always do. Anything else electric related here you could think of? Smoke alarms.
Smoke alarms,
yep.
Hardwired
for
we have hardwired smokes with battery backup and carbon monoxide sensors as well. So.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
can't.
Whole package when it comes to the electrical.
We've got 3 ways back and forth, so you never have to backtrack to turn lights off.
Yep.
This house is pretty much top of the line again. It's a great job by the county.
Thank you, Ruben. That was great. John, this gives us a great idea of what the insulation looks like before it's drywalled. We got R38 going into the ceiling, and we got R15 going on the walls. It's really well insulated. You can get pictures of the ceiling R38. You can see where the cams are going for the
Recessed lighting. Right?
Recessed lighting.
Yeah.
So. Gives you a great idea. John, I'm going to turn it back over to you, and I'm sure you got a lot more to talk about in this house.
All right, that's true. I did want to mention one thing about the insulation, and it's just something I think is worth pointing out. Generally, there's a couple of ways to install this type of tabbed insulation, paper-faced, foil-faced. You could take the paper and you could put it over the top. That's called face nailing. Or you could tuck it in the side. It's called inset. inset. Now, the reason why we do the inset here is because the spec for the drywall, the installation specification is to glue and screw. So, you know, doesn't do you any good if the paper's out here. Doesn't do you much good if the glue's going on the paper. So when we glue along each one of these studs and we put that sheetrock in there, it will essentially be there to stay even if you pull the screws back out. I mean, it's glued right onto the wall, so it makes for a real nice tight fit. No nail pops and etc.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. No nail pops, which is
Eliminate nail pops.
the screws. That's great because nail pops are pretty prevalent in new homes.
Yeah, and it's a common callback when you don't do it right. All right, listen. One of the other things we've done the plumbing rough-in, and I think we could pretty much take a good look. We talked about the new service coming in, the new water supply, and the sewer line going out. I'd like to bring Sab back in here, the general. We couldn't get our plumber out here this morning.
Okay.
But let's talk a little bit about what all this is here, and see if you could look your way around the
Basically,
drywall.
Last time you were here, this was all open, and last time we were here, this was all open. We ran all of our plumbing underground. Over there, we have our hot and cold water line for our sink over by that far wall.
Right, that's where the sink's going,
Okay.
kitchen sink.
And with the drain and this sewer coming out all tied in here, we have our laundry room here, hot and cold.
Mm-hmm.
That's also going to tie into the tankless hot water that goes on this
We're going
wall.
to put that right on the wall here, the
Correct,
tankless?
yes.
Okay, and that'll be a gas unit.
Exactly.
We have gas here.
Yes, Energy Star, about 6 gallons per minute, very efficient, minimum, very efficient. And here we have a small bathroom with a shower basin that is going to be all fully tiled on all the walls.
Right.
And of course, we have our toilet and vanity here, and our
Right.
vent going out to the roof.
Exactly.
Here we have the other bathroom. We can walk around. Oh, also here, this is the laundry room. We have the laundry already vented out to,
Right.
up to the roof.
Because it is gas,
Correct.
we're going to vent it through here. And of course, the Guy Gray or
The
Gray
Guy Gray
Rocks,
box.
that's for the washer.
Correct.
And dryer, or the washer.
The
machine.
washer. We have our water meter is going to be installed here.
The new service that we put in,
Service was
right here.
ran right to the laundry room. Originally, it was all the way over the other side of the house, and we ran it here
Right, we're gonna
underground.
Put the meter right here?
Correct. So we got a lot going on in this little area, this little laundry room.
And we'll come back to this when we get more finished.
Well, we do the drywall, we start painting, we put floors down and tile. Lots to come yet, but
It's coming along, John. It really is. It looks really good. This is Norm Spector and John Prokopchik for Newcastle County's Fix Up of the Week.